Moving on to James Harden with the Clippers. James Harden has been struggling with the Clippers in terms of the team-wise, just trying to find that fit um, alongside Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. And when this trade happened, I thought the two guys that were going to be affected the most was Paul George and Russell Westbrook, because I feel like those are two guys that need the ball in their hands where Kawhi he's going to get in his spots and get his scoring opportunities like that. But Paul George and Russell Westbrook, I felt like they need the ball in their hands. They're creators. James Harden being inserted into that, obviously there were some problems there. Losses against the Knicks, the Nets, the Mavs, the Grizzlies, and they got better against Denver, even though in Denver, Joker's Joker, and they're just bigger than them, and that was the main difference. I liked the way they played in Denver. That was the one thing I did like. James Harden, obviously, against Houston, had a big game-winning shot there against his former team, one of his former teams. So to sit there and see that with Russ moving to the bench, that opened up things for their offense. So I think that's the move going forward, and hopefully Russell Westbrook's able to find his niche off the bench and be able to create and sometimes play with the starters and stuff like that. But looking at James Harden, that's what he needed, right? I don't think it was the fact that Russell Westbrook, it was just too many times. It's just too many guys that need the ball in their hands. Paul George needs the ball in his hands. Kawhi needs it. James Harden needs it. Russell Westbrook needs it. So Russell Westbrook, the ability to sense something was going on and say, hey, I'll move to the bench for the benefit of the team. Kudos to him. But I don't think that was the issue. I just think that there's certain things that Harden brings to the table that Russell Westbrook doesn't in terms of shooting ability, in terms of being able to facilitate a little bit better than him. But then now you put Russ on the floor, that can kind of constricts the floor and stuff like that. And I think this team is trying to figure that out. So they're 1-5 right now with James Harden. Can they turn it around? I think so, especially when Mason Plumlee returns. But just in general, I just don't know if this was the move worth making for James Harden and trying to outpace everyone in certain terms of just having talent. So I think long-term, I don't know if this is going to work. But right now, it seems like they found something last game where they're able to stay on, especially the last two games, especially against Denver and against Houston the other night. So we'll see how this goes for the Los Angeles Clippers. I don't know. Obviously, Russ moving to the bench was a big help, especially for Tyronn Lue, because it's like, thank you for doing that, because now I don't have to force to start you or anything like that. We can figure out how to move forward with this. And it seems like James Harden has found his good footing. He's not playing bad. He's shooting 51% from the field and 38% from three, 16.5 with 4.7 assists and 5.2 rebounds. So we'll see where they're going to go from here. Looking at their schedule, they have the Spurs twice, they have the Pelicans, they have the Mavericks, they have the Nuggets, they have the Kings, they have the Golden State Warriors. So this is going to be a good stretch for them and a good test for them to see if Russell Westbrook moving to the bench was the answer and seeing how that continues going forward for the Clippers.